It's fun time.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Office Hours with Coach Madden. We got a great question today about the two-seam, and the question comes from Kevin.
Hey, Coach Madden. I'm Kevin Gallagher. So I have a question on the two-seamer. So I'm gripping it like you are in the video, and I know that when people throw this pitch, they have to go lower to get the actual movement. But how can you get the same type of movement, or like even on a sinker, like that downward into a right-handed batter when you're going over the top? If you could please answer this question, please. Thank you.
Kevin, that's a great question, man. Thank you so much for sending in your video. I like the stuff in the background you got there. I saw some Mets stuff back there. Again, great question about the two-seam. But before we get into it, if you guys haven't subscribed, please take a quick second and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to join the notification, Yugo Pro notification squad. All you got to do is when you hit that subscribe button, you click that bell, and that's going to notify you every time I upload a video. We're going to do something fun. We've been having fun with the notification squad in the comments below, and I'm going to do something special for those guys who do have notifications on. I just don't know what yet. So leave me a comment and let me know what you would like to see if you're part of the notification squad. What would you like? Perhaps I can give you something special, or I don't know. Let me know if you got any ideas. Leave a comment below. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Now, let's get into the question Kevin had about the two-seam. He wants to know how to make his two-seam move better from the overhand position, because when I talk about the two-seam or the sinker, I'm talking about from when I was pitching and I was a lot lower with my arm slot. Now, can you still throw a sinker or a two-seam from the higher arm slot? Yes. It's a lot easier to throw a two-seam from up here as opposed to a sinker. The lower you go, the easier it is to throw a sinker, because on a sinker, we're trying to get on top of the ball. First of all, I want to say that I saw your grip in the video that you sent, and that was a perfect grip. So keep up with the grip part of it. Now, as far as the two-seam goes, we're going to talk about the two-seam because if you're a higher arm slot guy, two-seam is easier than throwing a sinker. So let's talk about the two-seam. How do you throw the two-seam from a higher arm slot? Same grip as the sinker or two-seam that you showed in your video. The only thing is when we're up here, our shoulders are going to be tilted because we're a higher arm slot guy. The only thing is we want to get, can you see me here in the camera? We want to, when we throw, we want to get inside that ball. So we want to pronate a little bit and turn inside that ball at our release point, okay? So that's really how we're going to get that movement if you're a righty into a righty, okay? So a two-seam is going to move more this way, right? And then the lower your arm angle is and wrist angle is, the more depth we can get on that pitch, okay? And the more we start to call it a sinker. Really, it's the same exact pitch. The two-seam is a sinker. At some point, though, we start to call it a sinker the more depth it has on it as opposed to side-to-side movement. So really, same exact pitch, just call it a sinker at some point when it starts to get more downward angle than side-to-side angle. So I would consider this a two-seam, 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 sinker-ish, sinker, sinker, okay? Same exact pitch, just a little bit different movement. Now, why is the sinker better? Because depth is going to miss more bats than side-to-side movement. But if you're a higher arm guy, you might have to throw that one and make it work for you. You can still have a great two-seam. With that being said, like a two-seam is still a great pitch if you're getting that movement. It's just, how do we get that movement? How do we get it to where it's consistent and we can throw it the same and good every single time? So, Kevin, that's a great question. Leave me a comment below, guys, who are watching this, and let me know what pitch do you throw? Do you throw a two-seam? Do you throw a sinker? And what do you do to get that consistent movement on it? Okay? What are you thinking about when you're throwing it to get that consistent movement on it? Leave me some comments below, and we're going to talk about it down there and see some good answers. Okay? I want to see some good stuff down there. One more quick tip I got for you, Kevin, is when you turn that arm in, think about it's almost like you're pointing that finger with the thumb down at your catcher or at your target or whatever it is. Now your release point's obviously going to be a little bit higher, so it's almost like you're pointing above him a little bit. But think about pointing with that thumb down. Now obviously you're going to have 2 fingers on the ball and your thumb is going to be on the ball, but that's the way it should be when you're releasing that ball, okay? Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to instantly increase your pitching velocity, go ahead and click this link right here. Then go and watch some of these videos right here. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button right here on the logo. And again, don't forget to turn the notifications on because we got some special stuff coming for you guys who got the notifications on. I'll talk to you guys in the comments below.